Says, hi, Gino. I need Brock's help. I'm in love with my best friend. We've been best friends for 6 years, but I haven't told him how I really feel. I didn't initially because a year into our friendship, he got a girlfriend. They were together for 4 years, so I wasn't going to mess with that. But he's been single for a while now. And here's the problem. I know why. Every time he starts dating someone new, I've slid into their DMs and let them know that we're sleeping together, and they're the other woman. I know it's wrong, but I can't stop doing it. I am the reason that he's not getting a second or third date, but I don't think I could ever tell him that I've been doing this. Now, I plan on telling him my true feelings for him before the end of the year, but I'm just waiting for the right time, and that's where I need Brock's help. How should I go about this? And is it possible for me to have a relationship with him without telling him about the messages that I've sent? I mean, if it's meant to be, that shouldn't matter, right? Says thanks, and signed by Anonymous.
All right. Anonymous, thank you for the bravery in writing this. I do appreciate that. I have posted it onto my singles Facebook group and to my private Facebook page as well, and people have definitely weighed in, so I'm going to give you my take, but if you want, you can always go to my Facebook page or join my singles group, which is Singles Connect Chattanooga, and you can kind of see what everybody else is saying and giving their advice and opinions there as well. So my knee-jerk reaction here is, if it's meant to be, it will, and this is not that. This is not a meant-to-be type of thing. You are highly manipulating your best friend into hopefully being in a relationship with you. And if you do truly care, if you do truly love this person, that's not how I would suggest expressing that type of love, unless it's a selfish love. And that's exactly what this sounds like. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice when we do come back from the music and commercial break and kind of tell you how I would navigate this if I were in your shoes.
All right.
Sure. No, it is. It's a lot to unpack. It really is. Anonymous, thanks again for writing this in. Anybody else that have submissions similar to this, feel free to write those in. I was going to give you my advice after we got back from the music and commercial break, and it's not going to be advice that I think you probably want. I'm not going to give you advice on how to get into a relationship with your best friend. I'm not going to show you how to manipulate your way into their life. What I'm going to do is suggest that you step back for a second and reassess your role as a friend. What does being a friend actually mean to you? Because what you're doing, if the roles were reversed, I think you would be so disgusted at your current behavior. I really do. If you are any type of friend at all, you will allow him to find somebody who is not self-seeking, who is not self-serving, who knows what the meaning of love actually is and isn't trying to manipulate their way into a relationship that they have not earned. Now, I know a lot of people are hearing this right now. They're probably saying, wow, that's really harsh, but I take this very seriously. If you are willing to do these things to a friend to get into a relationship, I can only imagine what you're willing to do when you actually get into that relationship in order to maintain it. So if you want to really solidify yourself as a friend, you need to give him his space. And you need to really, really consider your role in his life, because what you're doing right now is everything that an enemy does, not a friend. The other thing I'm going to suggest is, and I do not throw this piece of advice around lightly. I do not mean this as a personal dig, but I truly mean this with sincerity. I really, really, really think you need to consider some therapy. Because what you're doing, what you're considering doing, isn't anything short of somebody who definitely has some things that need to be unpacked personally. If you're able to do this to your friend, I can only imagine what you're willing to do to yourself, because this lacks massive levels of disrespect for others. So you're probably casting out a little bit of insecurities or any other latent traumas. I really, really want you to consider seeking some therapy so you can get this type of stuff handled, because everybody that I have talked to about this, and we've been waiting about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
We've been waiting about 3 weeks, and I've been really hesitant because I actually kind of needed to calm down. I'm going to be honest. This was not something easy for me to digest, but a lot of the people are citing and saying the same thing, is that maybe you need to take a step back and really consider getting a little bit of therapy so you can process some of the things that you're considering, because trying to work your way into a relationship like this, and I'm doing air quotes, I am doing a video here, but I'm doing air quotes, this isn't something that's meant to be. This is something you're manipulating to be. And the way that you're doing it is not healthy at all. There's a difference in dropping the proverbial handkerchief, being at the right place in the right time, and destroying what's already happening so you can be in the right place at the right time. So no, I'm not going to give you any advice on how to get into a relationship with this person, because I don't think I would be doing you, him, or society any favors. I really don't. So I know that might be difficult for you to hear. I understand that, but I'm here to do a service for everybody, and I'm doing this for you as well. Really, really consider getting some help and giving him some space so he can find somebody who's going to love him selflessly and not selfishly.
And numerous conversations we've had now doing these segments, you're always talking about building that foundation. And why would you, the foundation that's built on lies at this point?
Yeah, there's nothing you're going to be able to say to him that he's going to be like, okay, water's under the bridge, let's get into a relationship. I don't want to delude you. That's not going to happen. It will not happen. If you tell him everything that you've done, he will likely never speak to you again, and justifiably so. So if you want to maintain this friendship, you're going to have to take this information to the grave. Or if it's just going to be so much weight you can't stand it, tell him and be prepared to never speak to him again.
She seems like she was almost ready to take it to the grave and say, I'm never going to tell him this, but I want to tell him the true feelings.
Well, these are the repercussions. If Anonymous, if you do tell him, this is likely what's waiting for you. I'm being completely honest. So be prepared. And that's going to be my advice for you this afternoon.
There you go. Anonymous, thank you so much for writing in. Out there, if you have a question, can be a doozy as well. We'll help. We'll do our best. You can send us an email. Again, that's Gino, Gino, at WDODradio.com. You can also reach out to Brock, follow him on social media, and go to brockolsen.com for all of that and more. Brock, thanks so much for the advice. See you next week.
Sounds good, Gino. Thank you.